Jordan Kennedy had he had an interesting summer. In one breath, the Lewiston Maineiacs acquired one of the QMJHL's top goaltenders. In another, they traded him away. And a couple hours later, the team traded again for another goalie, Nicholas Champion. And then the Maineiacs drafted Russian Andrei Makarov. Kennedy, meanwhile, sat tight. The team's goalie, returning to camp with the most game experience, continued to work hard.
I just had to work hard. The only thing going through my head was I know it's going to be a lot tougher than even last year as a 16-year-old, but just had to work harder through the summer, and that's about it.
This week in camp, the team has allotted extra time to work with the 6 goaltenders who hope to one day don the pads for the team. This team, says Lewiston goaltending coach Reg Boursier, has depth.
Well, I think that's where, when you look at the position of goaltenders overall, where every team, every league, it keeps getting better and better. And it's something where every camp is more competitive, and ours is exactly the same. So we got obviously more depth in goaltending right now. Champion is a proven goaltender, but we have a lot of opportunity for that for the other position. So in terms of the caliber of the camp, you're right, it's very high. We drafted well. We got goaltenders returning that are going to be very well, very strong. So it's a good mix and it's competitive, but every position should be very competitive. And that way, it really helps bring the most out of the player, and it helps our team as well, obviously.
Among those in camp, of course, is Champion, a 20-year-old veteran of the QMJHL. His spot on the team is all but secured, but he still views himself as having a pivotal role in this year's training camp.
Well, definitely, if it's going to be a younger guy on the team, so I think with my experience, I should be able to really help them along the way, and help them grow as goaltenders. So there's a lot of things you have to deal with playing with that position. So hopefully, my experience can help us out in that respect.
Players like Kennedy will be the biggest beneficiaries of Champion's efforts in the preseason.
Just knowing that I already did this whole training camp, just knowing I had that under my belt, so I had an idea what I was coming into pretty much. I was like the 16-year-old and the Russian, they don't know what they're coming in for yet, so they're going to have a little bit of time to adapt, and I have that on my side.
The wide range of goalies' ages bodes well for the future of the organization, Boursier said.
In terms of different ages, it's nice to have, not all your goaltenders or all your players in a certain age bracket, because we got to build for the future and we got to make sure we have depth and players coming up and so on. So it's important to have that difference in age. But overall, there were some good things last night. Some guys were probably not completely happy with their game, but it's a first day of major junior camp for some of them, and for some of them returning, same idea. There's some pressure and there's some jitters and things like that. So that's the beauty of having a first day. You take the positives, you get your feet wet in the situation, and you build for
An organization that's had so many solid goaltenders, Jonathan Bernier, Yaroslav Halak, to name a couple, the present and future of its goaltending looks pretty bright too. For Sun Media Group, Justin Pelletier reporting.